It is my great pleasure to be welcoming you all to George Grenville Academy. I would like to take this opportunity to provide you with some key information regarding this coming year. After I have finished my presentation, you will also have an opportunity to hear from your child's team leader and their class teacher individually. Each will give you a further insight into what you can expect from this next year at Grenville. The senior leadership team for George Grenville Academy consists of me, Emma Killick, the head teacher, and Caroline Ryan, my deputy head teacher, and also our special educational needs coordinator. Both of us are available each morning and afternoon at the school gates, but if you ever need to speak to us more privately, you are more than welcome to email the school office to book an appointment.
If you have a new concern around SEN for your child, the best person to speak to first is your child's teacher, because she is the person who knows them best in our school. She may be able to very easily reassure you with some evidence that she already has. Or she may decide to monitor the situation for a time to build some evidence, or carry out some assessments or investigations of her own, or come and talk to me about whether we need to take the issue further. If you have ongoing concerns for a child who already has SEN, then talk to your child's teacher or feel free to email me or give me a call at school. I'm around most of the time.
Our school office is run by Julie Wood, and Hannah Batterby is supporting her until Rebecca Burford-Lewis returns from her maternity leave later this year. We also have Kate Allen, our family worker, working in the office each morning to provide support when needed for any difficulties you or your children may be experiencing. This may be home or school related, and Kate is always happy to chat through anything on the phone. Kate is also in charge of monitoring pupil attendance and will contact you again by telephone to check all is well. In addition to your child's bubble staff, we have 4 specialist teachers who teach music, Spanish and sport across the whole school. We have adapted the school environment and day-to-day systems to keep the staff, children and families at home as safe as possible during this pandemic. Our risk assessment is updated fortnightly, and the latest copy can be found on our school website under COVID-19 policies and procedures. As you will now be aware, pupils are taught in bubbles across the school: early years, years 1 and 2, years 3 and 4, and years 5 and 6. We have structured the bubbles over 2 year groups to ensure high quality teaching can take place and staffing can be shared. Timetabling is easier, and to provide the children with a wider social group during the day. These bubbles will start each day and end each day at the same time, have lunch together and break times outside together. Each bubble has a team leader whom you will hear from after me. In the classroom, children are not expected to socially distance, but they do sit facing the front and in the same places for every lesson. They have their own equipment, provided in a named pencil case, and should not be sharing resources unless they are in early years, who take a slightly different approach. They all have access to water and hand sanitizer, and hand washing times are built into the school day. The children sit next to the same people in lunch, which again minimises contact. The hall is set up in a similar way for lunch, with each class sitting on a different side, all facing the front. Lunch tables are cleaned down between settings. I would now like to tell you about some exciting improvements that are being made to the school this year and will greatly benefit the pupils. The first is something that the parent community have been fundraising for some time: a new teaching kitchen. Barratt Homes have been very generous in agreeing to provide and fit this beautiful new kitchen, and the money the parents have previously raised will mean that we can decorate and get much needed lighting in there to support the work. Once in, the children will all have cookery lessons back on their timetables, meaning every child will benefit from this new addition. On top of this work, we have been lucky enough to be awarded funding to replace all our fire doors across the school, which will update the look of the school and improve the general safety. We are really looking forward to showing you the finished results on both these projects. This brings me nicely on to talk about the Frogs team, which stands for Friends of George Grenville School. Emily Paul is chair of the committee and is always really happy to welcome new faces along to their meetings. Every parent is part of the Frogs team, whether you attend fundraisers, support in the build-up, or help with ideas and behind the scenes. This is obviously quite a tricky time to raise funds by holding events, so any new ideas are much appreciated, and all funds raised directly improve the provision for the pupils in the school. Please keep an eye on the calendar on the school website, as all events will be posted on that for you to keep up to date. The website is the last thing I would like to talk about and is something that we have spent a great deal of time updating. Please visit this site to find out all the latest and most up-to-date information. We are planning on holding parent consultations via telephone or Zoom straight after half-term, which you will be able to book online via parent mail. Please book a slot, as our teachers would love to speak to you about your child, and it will be an excellent opportunity to learn about their academic levels, how they're settling back into school, and also an opportunity for you to talk about any issues you would like to raise.
Welcome to Years 5 and 6 at George Grenville Academy. I am Miss Thornton, the Year 5 and 6 lead and Year 6 teacher. I'm very lucky to be working with Upper Key Stage 2, who have already shown what a wonderful example they can be to the younger children in the school. In our team, we have Miss Ellison, our Year 5 teacher, and Mrs. Lumsdane, Mrs. Hannam and Mrs. Allen. For health and safety reasons, we stay within our own areas in school, which consist of Year 5 and 6 classrooms and toilets, but we also have access to the hall and play areas at designated times. Children are provided with their own learning resources within their classrooms, and they do not share equipment without sanitisation. Children need to arrive with a rainproof coat, warm if possible, especially as we're getting into winter, a bottle of water, packed lunch if they're using it, and their reading diary. They may also bring in a fruit or vegetable snack for break time. Children should not bring anything else into school. On days when children are having PE or games, they should arrive in their PE kit. Please be mindful of weather conditions and ensure that they have warm layers when needed. If children are walking alone to and from school, they may wish to bring in a mobile phone. This should be turned off and handed to their teacher on arrival. Each class has a separate learning timetable which enables full learning across the curriculum. But as a bubble, our daily schedule is the same. Our day starts at 8:30 a.m. when the children are greeted by teaching or support staff, have their temperatures taken and join the classroom. Each child has to wash their hands on arrival and after each break. During these times, they are set short maths or spelling activities. From 9:50 to 10:05, we have a shared break outside. We have access to the playground and or mugger areas and to a selection of play equipment. At 11:15, we have our Fitness 5 minutes, an opportunity to have a brain break and a run around the daily mile course. From 12:20 to 1:05, we have our lunch break, which includes time in the hall to eat and also time outside to play. At 1:05, we head back to the classroom for our afternoon learning sessions. Home time is 3 o'clock. Children with siblings in other bubbles wait in their classrooms until the latest collection time. Next Level Coaching provides breakfast club and after school club for children who need to stay at school outside timetabled hours. Please use their website to book this provision. Across the school, we maintain the same expectations of behaviour that reflect our school values. And in Upper Key Stage 2, we are all aware of the importance of demonstrating this behaviour as an example to younger children. Each class has their own set of rules produced by the children. These will be shared by your class teacher. If you have any questions, concerns or worries, please do contact me via the school email or phone number.
Welcome to Year 6 at George Grenville Academy! This class is supported by Miss Thornton, Mrs. Hannam and Mrs. Allen.
This is a big year for Year 6 with a lot going on.
The secondary transfer test will take place when we return from half term. This is an opt-out test, so please inform the school in writing if you wish to withdraw your child. In summer term, Year 6 will sit their SATs exams. These will test their attainment and progress in the areas of English and Maths.
But it is not all about tests. This year we're working hard to develop our writing skills in preparation for secondary school.
We hope that you have been able to see the writing that we have produced in class. In May we are hoping to go with Year 5 for a bushcraft residential.
And we can't forget our school production. Well, Mrs. Killick wouldn't let us anyway. The school is working hard to find a way to make this happen, whatever the restrictions may be.
This term, our topic is War and Peace. We are studying 2 wars. Firstly, World War II, and then we will be going back in time to World War I.
We are learning about the dates, events and figures in these wars and experiences of civilians throughout these times. In English, we did lots of writing based on the book Letters from the Lighthouse by Emma Killick. We also watched 2 short films, The Piano by Amy Gibbons and Beyond the Lines by Esme. These 2 films allowed us to explore how to convey emotion through writing. In art, we have studied the techniques of the artist and sculptor Henry Moore, and we have used our new skills to create art for our Christmas cards. Next half term, we will be exploring World War I, including Remembrance Day and the Christmas truce. We will be focusing in English on the poem In Flanders Fields and also on discussion texts to improve balanced arguments about war topics.
After Christmas, Year 6 will be studying the geography topic of climate change.
We will be looking at local areas and also learning about North and South America.
Our summer learning theme will be crime and punishment.
We will be reading the Shakespeare play Macbeth.
In Year 6, we know we have a duty to set a good example for younger pupils in the school. We try to demonstrate the school values, and we spent time as a class in coming up with our own class rules that follow these values.
Due to new health and safety arrangements, we are all seated in the classrooms in rows. We keep the same seating plan even during lunch. Resources are either not shared or cleaned between use.
We have a daily visual timetable that shows us our activities for the day, and we use the displays in the classroom to support our learning.
In Year 6, we know we need to be prepared for the home learning expectations that we will meet in Year 7 and beyond. For this reason, homework will be set weekly after half term.
We also need to practice our timetable so that we have fast recall of all facts.
We also know how important reading is in helping us not just in our writing but across the curriculum. We should be reading 30 minutes in every day.
If you have any questions or concerns at all, please contact me via telephone or email.
Thank you!